I am still talking about Peter Obi, the Prince of Persia, but I would like to make this one part 3. Why I'm making it bit by bit is because I'm trying to see an opportunity to improvise exactly some of the facts and realities that will help you to understand that I'm not just saying it as a metaphor. Though I'll be summarizing it here. But ordinarily, it has become a thing that if you are not following from part 1, 2, and get to this 3, you wouldn't know exactly some of the things I've been saying. So you won't get the gist completely. Here in Job, where we were, in part 2, Job chapter number 2, verse number 2. It says, "And the Lord said unto Satan, From whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it." Verse 3 said, "And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God, and escheweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity. Although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause." And Satan answered the Lord and said, "Skin for skin, yea, all that a man had will he give for himself." So this is the discussion between Satan and God himself in respect for Job. And this is exactly what he did. This is his handwork, to look for whom to penetrate and mesmerize his destiny. But the bone of contention is in the part 1, chapter 1. And again was a day, when and again there was a day. Again there was a day. That means before the Spirit of God said in this chapter 1 of Job chapter number 2, verse 1 of Job chapter number 2, again there was a day, means Satan has been fond of this. It's not like he's trying to learn to always do this kind of thing. Again, that means he has been doing it. This another time. Just like as usual. That is the meaning of again. There was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. This is what we have been suffering. And let me tell you who this Satan is that always move alongside with the brethren. Already Zechariah, I read in part number 2. I've exposed it. Zechariah chapter number 3, verse number 1 to 5. Has told you in verse 2 exactly, verse 1 exactly who that Satan is. A right-hand man, a family hood of Joshua, was the one who is the Satan resisting him. So it's not hidden. It has been a tradition. Remember the book of Daniel, chapter number 10, verse 14, that I read. That Daniel, after the Persia, we told the prayer of Daniel, then Michael came and conquered and sent Gabriel to deliver. And when he came before Daniel, he told him what he passed through, who has been holding him that it was the first day that he's supposed to come and attend to your prayers. But he said to Daniel in verse 14, this is exactly how it's going to be, even at the later days, among your people, among the Jews. And that's why we are seeing Peter Obi. Anytime it is deliverance of the Jews, he must manifest. If he did it for Christ and manifested trying to obstruct him, who are we? And like I've been giving references of who this Satan is, it was Christ in his own time that labeled him Peter, so that today it won't be a hidden thing. He said, you will deny me 3 times until after the cock crow. And somebody came, Ojukwu keep giving him a party, handed it over to him to be a platform to rescue his own brothers from Nigeria, from the captivity of the people. He dumped it, even when Ojukwu was alive. Their fracas and their problems was that Ojukwu denied him, rejected him, cursed him, because he was killing the IPOBs. Several times he asked them, why are you challenging this young man? Leave these children alone. When he found out he didn't listen, that he's obstructing them, he removed his hand, even though he was his chairman. Because the young man is well-to-do, there is nothing that is swelling up his head. Be you a governor or anything you be, he was the one who put him. That was why he left him. And who is this children that Christ was telling the people of God, but he particularly was talking to Peter, his interest about those children, that if you want to come to my kingdom, come like those children. Who are these children? We are going to know who those children are. But this to and fro of Satan, going and coming, which is reincarnating. Let us see it in the book of Genesis, chapter number 8. And Genesis chapter number 8, verse number 7. Verse number 7. And he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro, until the water were dried up from off the earth. A raven. This raven that is sent from the same ark where doves were sent. We know the implications of raven. A stingy bird, a stingy animal. Everybody knows Peter Obi about his stinginess. Everybody knows how he tried to use stinginess as an advantage to a kind of make campaign, so that we will a kind of use something that is too ugly and begin to see it as something that is very wonderful. Somebody said he doesn't have a two-car, that only him and his family have one. What is he trying to prove to us? That he's a very wonderful management scientist or what? A former governor is telling the whole world that he doesn't have a more than one car, him and his family. You can imagine some small boys at Tudumota, Alaba International, and Ariaria Main Market, and all of that has cars and for their children and their wife. Many times these people don't have up to 10 million in accounts. They have cars for their wife for convenient reasons. So if Peter Obi's wife want to go to Onitsha Main Market, he will call for taxi or enter bike. That is what he's trying to tell us. And he wants us to believe it. And even saying it, he wants to package and look like a very good management scientist, so that we will say economically he can manage Nigeria very well. What is he trying to prove to us? What sense, what point is it really trying to lay emphasis on? He told us that his children are still an applicant A governor who gives thousands and thousands of people jobs within his state government. His own children, the same children that their names has been used to open different multi-million naira and dollars companies in abroad. And he wants us to be believing these cheap lies. How many amount he put in so and so bank and wanted us to go and verify as a good management scientist. And I told you people that this is Minipack's account. But thank God Soludo have just entered and begin to say the same thing. That we know how this money are being put. So many times somebody will be talking, you wouldn't, let me tell you something. Ravin, he is always avoiding tax. Right in the other time and here now. Christ was the one who told him how to pay his tax. And I will tell you the implications of those things Christ was telling him. The implications of those things I will tell you.